September 21st, 1989. The worst school bus crash in Texas history took 21 young lives much too soon.
Caliche in Alton was long forgotten for decades until 7:34 a.m.
7:40 this morning, Mission School Bus number 6 was carrying 80 students to Mission Junior High and High School. It was traveling west on 5 Mile Line when it was struck by a northbound Coca-Cola truck. That Coca-Cola truck was traveling on Bryan Road. The school bus plunged off a 40-foot embankment into a caliche pit full of water, and the nightmare began.
I want to talk about Cynthia Cantu. This is a young lady, a senior that year, who was a cheerleader, and she was in the bus. She was studying for her trigonometry test, or her trig test, that she was going to have that day. She looked to her right and noticed the bus wasn't facing the right direction. She remembers all these students in the bus flying to the front of the bus when it went down. That's when she blacked out. When she woke up, well, it was dark, as she was underwater.
That day, we went to our first period and we noticed a lot of empty seats. A lot of students were missing. But then shortly thereafter, there was announcements made that there was a bus that had been in an accident and that the students were going to be coming in late. After that period, I remember going to our second period and we still were missing those students. It wasn't until after that period that when we got out, we saw a swarm of parents all over the school looking for their children, for their kids.
And now, with Robert Ramirez, Stacy Himmler, Larry James, and Jeff Coach, this is the news.
Hello, everyone. What started out as a normal school day ended in death for 19 children. A school bus loaded with teenagers plunged into a caliche pit filled with water. Passers-by jumped into the murky water to try and save those helpless students. One of those who survived is 16-year-old Alex De Leon, a sophomore at Mission High School, and he says just as quickly as the bus hit the water, it started filling up.
With the water, you're just scared, because you hit impact and the water, you can feel the water, in your feet. I just got out, look at me, I'm all dirty. So I just got up, just opened the window.
Hello, my name is Alexander Ruiz de Leon. This is an event that happened in my life here in Alton, Texas in 1989, September the 21st. I was involved in a bus accident. 21 of my friends passed away on that day. 19 on that same day. 2 passed away a few days later. I remember vividly, as a young boy, getting on the bus and talking with my friends as a normal day about what we were going to do that day. And a lot of people were screaming, boys and girls. It was junior high and high school students all together. And I remember, everybody having a good time in the morning on the bus because we would always make a lot of noise. And we hit a truck, a beverage truck. It somehow, that truck lost its brakes and the impact hit the bus and it careened us into this caliche pit. And that's the moment it changed everybody's life.
I just remember seeing the bus in the pit, submerged in water. You could barely see the yellow from the bus.
And in those days, the bus had the windows with these clasps, and you had to put your hands and snap them and open them down, and it would lock. If it didn't go all the way down, it would lock in a certain space. So we had to make sure that we had to open it all the way, and by then the bus was full of water. And you could see people. I could see my friends, some of my friends that I remember pulling out. And you could see some of them struggling trying to get out and couldn't open the windows, and then the faces would disappear into the murky water.
Since then, school bus manufacturers have changed the design of the buses, which simplifies an escape from the bus in the event of an accident.
Buses now have hatches on the roofs. The windows are bigger. Some of them have whole sections that open. So there's many different ways that kids can get out. And when I was finishing the book, I just was like, let me find an instance where this helped. And it was like maybe a few months before I finished my book, this incident happened, but I'm sure there's others. It was just the first one that popped up. It was the most recent. A bus went off the highway and they hit a light pole. The light pole fell on the bus caught fire, and all the kids escaped through the hatches.